From my side, good evening and welcome to the NRF Awards for 2015. An evening where we not only acknowledge and celebrate excellence in research, but it's also a time for us to just reflect and understand that the research is something that benefits present and future generations.
As you have just seen, the United Nations has designated 2015 as a year of light and light-based technologies, and it's rather fitting for South Africa at this particular time, especially since in recent years we've become a global hub for multi-wavelength astronomy, and we enjoy a long and successful track record of contributing to the global research agenda.
See what happens when Africa meets India. Right, so our first category for 2015, this is an attempt to acknowledge full-time final year NRF-funded doctoral students, one male and one female, who have achieved outstanding academic performance and demonstrated the potential for contributing significantly to the national system of innovation. So this year we have two awardees, and they are Ms. Nasreen Peer and Mr. Ethan Newman. So this award recognizes two PhD Tutuka grant holders, again one male and one female, who have achieved exceptional research performance. So this year, the Research Excellence Award goes to Dr. Nuran Davids and Dr. Tobeko Ntuzi. Alright, so in our next category, this time around, assigned to researchers under the age of 35 who have held a doctorate or equivalent qualification for less than 5 years at the time of application. These researchers are considered likely to become future international leaders. So this year, 2015, the award goes to the one, the only Dr. Renette Beeks.
But congratulations again on the amazing achievement and the award. Being from an information company, I couldn't resist looking at some of the numbers of Renette's research, or Renette's research. And in no means do I want to break it all down to a couple of numbers, but I did think it was interesting to show some of them because it's quite impressive, and the numbers speak for themselves.
This time we are looking at excellence in science engagement. So this award recognizes individuals in the research community at South African higher education institutions and science councils who make outstanding contributions to public engagement with science over a sustained period. The aim of the award is to encourage academics while working in their fields to also contribute substantially and be committed to enhancing the public's engagement with science, technology and innovation. So this year, the Excellence in Science Engagement Award goes to Professor Marcus Byrne. A-rated researchers are unequivocally recognized by their peers as leading international scholars in their respective fields for the high quality and impact of recent research outputs. So we've got 28 in total that we want to acknowledge this evening. We've grouped them in different groups, so we're going to start off with those who unfortunately cannot be with us this evening. Let's look at our next group of A-rated scientists for 2015. Congratulations once again. Right, so let's have a look at our third group of A-rated scientists for 2015. So let's look at the next group of A-rated scientists. Remember, there are 28, so this is our next group. All right, the next group of researchers are all based at national research facilities. Here they are. All right, and then our last awardee for 2015 is a person who has, since the inception of the A-rated system, has managed to retain the award. All right, so our next award is known as the Hamilton Naki Award, previously known as the Transformation of the Science Cohort. It recognizes an individual for outstanding efforts to advance his or her career in science and for achieving world-class research performance despite considerable equity challenges. This award was named after Mr. Hamilton Naki, a self-taught surgeon who developed his career against all odds. All right, so for 2015, the Hamilton Naki Award goes to Professor Alan Christoffels. So the next award acknowledges an individual for his or her contributions to the transformation of South Africa's community and landscape. The aim of this award is to encourage and promote this activity across the South African research community. So this year, the Champion of Research, Capacity Development and Transformation Award at South African higher education institutions goes to Professor Chilitsi Marwala.
The NRF has been reflecting on the NRF Awards function, and we realized as the grant-making agency in the country, we had to give life and meaning to some of the values that we stand for. And one of the things that's not negotiable at the NRF is quality and excellence. In order to recognize quality and excellence, we decided that within the research landscape in South Africa, we need to create some form of identification, acknowledgement, affirmation, and recognition of those research institutes in the country that have been able to increase their performance in terms of excellence. Now that was a tall order. But of course we called on our usual partners, which was Elsevier, Thomson Reuters, and our very own Center of Excellence, headed by Professor Johan Mouton in Scientometrics, to provide us with an assessment of the research done over the last 3 to 5 years by various research institutions in the country to see how their performance has been ramped up. When we'd gone through that exercise and we'd received the assessments, we were able to come to a consensual decision as to which institution in the country, irrespective of what you do and how much you do, as Mr. Heineke showed. It's about the quality of what you do that was important over a period of time. And in trying to reflect on this, say, what shall we call this award, I sent an email to Professor Mouton, and he said, you know, there's a wild idea, but I like the word acceleration, because it's about excellence and it's about performance. So I said, well, that's a good idea. So I'd like to acknowledge Johan Mouton for suggesting that as the name of the award. Real privilege and honor to be able to make the announcement of the pinnacle award of the NRF, the 2015 NRF Lifetime Achievement Award. There are very few people who actually can claim to have a little planet named after them. There are very few people who can claim to have a scholarly research publication in the prestigious journal Nature 66 years apart.
So what started as a twinkle in the eye when he got married ended up as a love affair with stars. Ladies and gentlemen, our lifetime achiever, Michael Feast. I'll keep that for you if you want me to. I promise I will give it back. I promise I will. Are you going to give it to your wife? She deserves it. All right, so give it to your wife.
I do feel pretty inadequate standing here, partly because the last time I was at one of these awards, the Lifetime Award was given to Philip Tobias. And Philip Tobias was a great scientist. He was also a great public speaker. I hope there's one thing I will try not to emulate him on, and that is that he used to sometimes let his enthusiasm run away with him, and he didn't know anything about time. I remember on that occasion, he began by saying, "They tell me I have 10 minutes. Ah, they don't know me." But one feels inadequate in view of the people who stood here before, but one also feels inadequate because one realizes how much one has depended throughout one's career on one's colleagues and one's collaborators. And I've had some absolutely wonderful colleagues and collaborators, and they really deserve most of the credit, I would say. One of my hopes is that young South Africans going into science will get the thrill of belonging to an international community which cuts across cultures and races. I say races, although Philip Tobias told us there was no such thing. and religions, nationalities, and so on, and entering an international environment where one is judged just by one's merit. And that is a wonderful, thrilling thing for people to get into. Astronomy is ever widening, and for instance, the discovery of complex molecules, some of them organic in space, and very recently the discovery of organic molecules in a protoplanetary disk, show that we need to collaborate with chemists and biologists, and we need to see whether this organic matter is leading us somewhere to understand the origin of life in the universe, for instance. And it is absolutely essential that we look for this collaboration, a real collaboration. I would predict that in the future, more and more very important advances, really major advances in our understanding of the physical universe will come from these multidisciplinary collaborations. And I would just like to end by saying that as South African scientists, we should keep in mind these possibilities. Thank you very much.
I believe if we can direct our attention to ensuring that we increase, particularly among young black people and young women, the capacity to carry out quality research, we will have altered the challenge of not having a representative scientific community on the African continent and in South Africa. So I urge you, as we celebrate, and as I seek not to exceed Professor Tobias by any means, I urge you all to help us pay attention to this complex question of what do we do in order to ensure that these statistics, which indicate a lack of representativity, are actually changed. We met today as cabinet members with the judiciary, and I repeated to them a quote from Justice Ngobo, the former Chief Justice, who said that all of us, as different arms of state in South Africa, share a common vision. And that vision, which we all share, is to ensure that our country becomes a better country for all the people of South Africa. So let's make sure that science is an accessible discipline, set of disciplines for all the young people of South Africa. Then we would have made a difference, and I believe it's an achievable one. Thank you very much, and my warm and sincere congratulations to all the awardees this evening, and particularly to Professor Feast, the Lifetime Award Achiever.
Most of you already know Thomson Reuters, you use our resources. I want to say thank you very much. I'm absolutely grateful to be here. Unfortunately, Sneha Shah, our MD, was not able to be here tonight, and I'm representing her. I'd like to say thank you for allowing us to support you and to be partners in strengthening research in South Africa.